It's 2:07 on Sunday.
Boats afloat and more.
Is it hooked up right here?
I think so.
We're on the air.
We're on the air.
Supposedly on the air here.
Can you hear my charming vocal tones?
Just barely. I've got it on phone, too. You see, Mr. Wolfenbarger's redone our whole board, Burl, and I punched the right buttons here. There we go.
Am I on?
That's better.
Hey.
Let's introduce him.
Just like uptown.
Give us your famous, or infamous KOL.
KOL.
That's
KOL.
it. That's got to be Bull Bear. It
That's
is.
right. Hey,
Just a
listen,
stone's throw away. Only a stone's throw away, right?
That's right. I'm in Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah. Say hi to the rest of the inmates for us.
No, I'm not in the penitentiary. I'm down here, about ready to go to the Southeastern Washington Fair.
Well, let's get down here, Burl. I know, being at the direct competitor as well until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. You spent, 5 years here at KOL?
Yeah, I came to KOL in April of 1968 when Dick Curtis was program director.
Mm-hmm.
KOL didn't have a general manager. He invited me over to play the hits and rock and roll on the big 1300. And I originally was going to turn down the job. I wasn't going to take the position. But I came over, I looked the place over. Bobby Simon was on the air, Gary Todd, Jeff Boeing, Greg Connors, and I looked the place over, and everyone was crazy. And I said, I got to go to work there.
Right in.
So I just slipped right in. And Robin Sherwood at that time had just started KOL FM. And I worked weekends on KOL AM, and then played the psychedelic tunes on the FM. And then moved over and started doing full-time right there in the Big 13.
You were at KYAC before, right?
Oh, yeah, playing rhythm and blues.
Well, where did you work in Walla Walla, just for my knowledge?
In Walla Walla?
First,
I did a 20-minute-a-week public service program on KUJ.
Oh,
the
yeah.
5,000-watt voice of old line, middle of the road. And then I moved over to the 250-watt country western Montavani classical music rock and roll station, KTEL.
Well, you spent some time at KJR years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I worked at KJR while I was working at KYAC and Cairo. I was doing 3 stations at once. And then I was working at KJR when I was offered the job at KOL. So I quit KJR and went to KOL until KOL did some very peculiar things and got rid of me and everybody else.
Any last thing you'd like to say about the demise of KOL?
Well, I think that everyone's going to be pretty excited about the new KMPS coming in.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
It's going to be an excellent station. It's going to be a good addition to the Seattle radio scene. But having KOL go away is kind of like the end of an era. We had a lot of fun with Jack Morton and Jimmy Stallworth and Lan and Gary Crow. And it's kind of like a whole era of Seattle radio that's going to be missed to an extent.
I wonder if they'll remember the last morning man and the last evening man, Mike. Think so? I wonder about that.
I doubt it.
Thanks for all your confidence.
See you later,
we appreciate it.
Okay.
Like I said, say hi to the guards.
Let's thank Burl Bear, formerly of KOL, for calling and saying so long to the famous call ladies. 225 Chicago. How far? No doubt. On KOL in the last, 6 months? Bob has been gone now. How long?
Yeah, about 5 months.
Maybe 6 months. Super Duck thought you were talking about him.
No, I was talking about Bob Hooper. I realized Super Duck is super, but I was talking about Super Bob Hooper. And we got a little excerpt from one of his shows here about 6 months ago on KOL, and I thought we'd play that for the folks.
Let's explain that, to get a job in radio, you usually send a tape of yourself to another station. And this is the last excerpt of the tape Bob sent to Minneapolis to get the job. And you might understand the reason why when you hear it.
What's your matter, Bunky? Did your boss call this morning and say you're sick? Do you wish your wife was your mother so you could run away from home? Sit back and listen to the hits on KO.
The fortune queen. Double lady played black magic.
KOL with Cher and Dark Lady 15 minutes before 6 o'clock with Bob Hooper. David Baker from Northwest First in Seattle did not call in the 13 minutes, so we'll throw his name back in the hopper. And later on, we'll try to give away our super movie, Supercar, again.
The end of the year sale is here. TV and stereo marts, Jack.
Well, like we said, Bob Hooper always knew how to rock and roll. He and Jackie Wilson had something in common.
Your love is fading. I feel it fade.
You know, for a nostalgia trip on the old KOL, and so I thought what I might do is make a few notes, and I've done that, and I'll rip with them right now. Some of you may be interested to know certain parts of my home in Seattle have built-in memories of the KOL of old. For instance, KOL did some remodeling about 4 years ago and replaced a lot of paneling at the station. Well, that old KOL paneling now surrounds the wall of my attic. Not to mention leftover pieces of deep red carpeting the installers gave me. I made them into floor mats for my Carmen Ghia. The garage, a leftover fluorescent light from KOL shines down on my motorcycle. The old KOL, well, I remember that pretty well, you know. You may have heard of some of these people: Dick Curtis, Bill Bear, Land Roberts, Robert O. Smith, Tom Murphy, Jack Morton, and then way back, Robin Mitchell, Gary Todd, POA, who was Paul Oscar Anderson. There was even a fellow named Jeff Boeing for some time.
Paxton Mills.
Paxton Mills, forgot about him. How about some of the contests? There was Who's On First, and Here Come the Judge. And remember the KOL Little Guy by any chance, or the fireworks displays in Elliott Bay. Outdoor concerts down around Seward Park. Terry McManus going house to house washing dishes for my midday listeners. And then, of course, KOL FM, Seattle's first, what was then called Underground. Well, it looks like Seattle's finally going to get a quality country western cooker, and who knows, you may even be hearing BS again for the Great Northwest on 1300. I've got country roots, just like Elvis, the Byrds, Eagles, Olivia Newton-John, and marijuana plants.
Oh, well, if you didn't guess, that was Bobby Simon, who's now in Tacoma, just one of the people who used to hang around here at KOL. One thing can be said about this radio station, a lot of people have been here, and you probably spent a lot of time listening, and all that time, you can never be accused of keeping bad company.
Baby, when I think about you, I think about love. Have you quit doing time for me, or are you still the same spoiled child? Hello, I said hello. Is this the only place you thought to go? Am I the only man you ever had? Or am I just the last surviving friend that you know? Harmony and me were pretty good company. Looking for an island in our boat upon the sea. Harmony, gee, I really love you, and I wanna love you forever. And dream of never leaving harmony.
Elton John, one of Lee Chase's favorites, and that's why I played it. It's called Harmony. It's 3:20 with Roger Dale, taking my turn once again here, making sure that you hear us all before it's all over. How you doing today anyway? Nice day. Let me take a look here. I haven't even checked our weather forecast. Sunny periods with scattered showers most likely today. Well, really, it's kind of late in the day to really be concerned about a weather forecast anyway.
As incredible as it may seem, this is Dizzy Dean's Toe on the Roger Dale, Mike O'Connor, Lee Chase, KOL last show. Yes, I must admit it, folks. I mean, I have to do this. My roots have always been in country music. I mean, how else could I have been from the South without digging the true country music?
Yep.
Well, folks, I'd like to say one thing here before it's all over. Lee Chase has done an incredibly good job as a program director. Roger Dale, you've been a good morning man. Mike O'Connor done a good night man. And what's that boy's name? Bobby Hooper here came for a while, did a good job. The boys from Oklahoma, you know. And everybody else, like John Maynard and Danny Holiday, those guys who helped us out here. Well, I'd like to thank y'all, and as you know, you'll never be forgotten, boys.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you midnight Monday, and this is Dizzy Dean's Toe, as usually saying, if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
Roger.
What? Did that scare you?
Yeah.
Oh, don't let that worry you. 3:21.
It's on my side. Yes, it is.
Welcomes Hercules Broadcasting to the Seattle area and wishes them success in their new endeavor. For those of you who enjoy listening to rock music, there's still plenty available on Music Radio 11 KING.
Wake up, sunshine. Open up your sleepy eyes for me. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sunshine day. It's alright.
best music in Seattle, you'll find it on Music Radio 11, KING.
Bringing back a few memories. Remember when Lan was here?
Right. Lynn, Charlie, listen. This is Chief Cojingle's company presentation that a radio station could use this one and to come in and give the time and the temperature where they say here. Look, Lynn, here it is.
Let's get it over with.
1 and 2 and... We've got the time and the temperature on Seattle. We've got the time and the temperature. It's on Seattle's KOL.
I don't know where you are, huh?
I'm right here. Anyway, today we're going to again feature one of Robert O.'s bits, right?
13 KOL. Good morning. This is Roger Dale. A lot of traffic problems this morning, so you might expect to be a little bit late to work, but hopefully we can make things somewhat better here by taking care of business.
Howdy, folks. This yard is Dizzy Dean's towing. All I want to do is come in here and say, Roger Dale, who cut the cheese, boy? Here, take this book of matches and wave some wind in here, boy.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We've been bombed. Of course, I'm bombed most of the time. Well, back to music. Here's Purgis Dirgeful's newest on Soul Dirt records from the boss left. Hey, far out. There is an emergency, and it's the bomb. There's a big mushroom outside. Hey, that's far out. We're now the #1 radio voice. We're the only one left, as a matter of fact. Hey.
And now, Carl Dolt's Used Cars presents the end of the world sale. For a car, go to Carl's around the turn. Get a used car and forget that radiation burn. Yes, folks, this is Carl Dolt. Forget that radiation burn and get down here. We not only have only used cars in town, we have, for those of you who were injured, 15 well-known doctors who were also injured. Makes you feel like you're not alone. Yes, here's your friend and mine. He's not for sale. Here's my dog, Stormtrooper. Oh, here comes another customer at our place of business. Oh, shake his hand, Stormtrooper. You go for the hubcap. He'll want to trade. Oh, no. Stormtrooper's trained all right. Buy from us or he'll go for your face.
That's right, guys and gals. Get 'em while they last. Radiation plays heck with metal, you know that. This is your musical mutate on the big KLOD. If you see any red Chinese, call me. I'll give you the world's only record, if I can find it. Yeah, man, I dig music so much I filed the Jefferson Airplane under religion. And now here's a record for all my friends in Berkeley.
Berkeley cats speak clean as Henry Miller. Berkeley cats accused of talking blue. Berkeley cats start another riot. Berkeley cats burn their draft cards too. Let's pick it.
Hey, this your clown on the rebound. What make you smile instead of frown, sitting here in my slacks, spinning all the black wax from the racks for all you Jills and Jacks, while you lie on your backs and relax in your mansions or your shacks, figuring out your government defense tax. Here's a record, guys and gals. It's mushrooming, if you pardon the expression. Little Junior, Senior, and the Mind Blowers. Hey, you swap my Beatle album. That's going to be valuable one of these days.
Don't let the colors of your mind fall upon your face. I'll sell your Android bag with goodies. Lots of things you've been done without. You're so real, you're unreal. You're so free. your chain hanging on to your freedom. Don't let the clanking toys of your mind.
On the big KLOD, that's number one on the radioactive tune decks. Now let's turn to the weather report, guys and gals. Mostly fair with variable cloud. Hey, Heavy, we got a surprise guest for you. Not only has he a hit record on our charts, but it also proves we've got somebody left out there. Yeah, he's been blown through town and thought he'd drop by and say hi. Here he is, Mick Stoneley.
Hello, Sleepy. Heard that bit musical mutate and almost died. Not easy to keep that sense of humor under the circumstances. You know, it's really a drag you got here.
Yeah, you're right, Mick. Thing like that wipes out ratings like mad.
Well, I come down to town to say I got an appearance with my band, the Great Licorice Proposition of Love. We really radiate the sound, you know.
And keep it clean. You know, people are sensitive about that kind of thing.
Oh, yes, radiation. Well, tonight it's going to be a big thing down here at my gig tonight at the Civil Defense Fallout Shelter.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Mick, for the interview, and I know it'll be packed down there.
That's Robert O. Smith. We should have really introduced that. There was a moment of broadcast confusion here at KOL prior to the airing of that. But that was Robert O. Smith, and the reason we play that is because, well, for a couple of reasons. Because Robert O. was a former KOL personality.
Twice.
Yeah, a couple of times. Which seems to be the trend here at KOL. You usually come and then you leave again, and then for some strange reason you come back.
I think it has ended, or it will end.
Yeah, that could be true. But anyway, we wanted to play that because Robert O. had been here, and that's kind of a KOL memory, and also just because it was pretty loony. And
Don't we have an interview coming up here with a listener?
We have an interview coming up with an old KOL listener, a guy who has been listening to KOL for years and years and years. And as a matter of fact, I'll play a tune, and we'll go in Studio B, and we'll record the interview, and then we'll be back with KOL interview with an old listener.
Hello, my name is Charlie Brown, and I'm with KJR Radio, which is just down the dial and to the left of KOL. I've got a little imagination test for you. Are you ready? Listen carefully and tell me what you think this is.
That's Jack Nicklaus teeing off.
Close. That's KOL changing to KMPS. And they're going to have great country music. And we at KJR hope KMPS does real good. However, if you've listened to KOL over the years for the rock music, and that's where your head is, well, why don't you join us at KJR? Specifically on the Charlie Brown program, mornings twixt 6 and 10.
Seattle's KOL.
Is 4:19. This is John Maynard, involved in the final 2 hours of broadcasting. What do we have? An hour and 40 minutes left of KOL. And KOL FM continues until midnight. Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. KMPS signs on the air. We wish them success. It's sad to see KOL go, and that's why we're recalling some of these golden moments. And we have a KOL interview with an old-time listener in a moment.
Music, that sweet soul music, just go to this swing, oh yeah, oh yeah.
KOL 422, Sunday afternoon. This is John Maynard along with Roger Dale and Lee Chase, Arthur Conley from 1967. You guys recall who the disc jockeys were in 1967?
Red Hamilton Walker 1.
Red Hamilton Walker the 1 was here.
Tom Connors.
Yeah. Buzz Barr?
Buzzy Barr.
Buzz Barr was a program director.
I think Big Jim was around somewhere.
Big Jim Martin worked here at one time. I don't know if it was 1967. I think it may have been earlier than that.
What about Dex Allen? When was he
How about
here?
Greg Connors?
Was it after that?
Dex
Could have
Allen
been.
was here earlier.
earlier.
Yeah, we're calling guys from 67. In a few minutes, we'll have that interview we promised, and we'll also go back to 1963. That was a transition period for KOL because in 63 they had gone to what is considered within the industry as a middle-of-the-road format. The music was similar to what KVI was doing.
Softer. Almost.
Yeah, a little softer, and then they came back and started rocking hard in 65. But there was a significant record that came out in 63 that you probably didn't hear on KOL, but we'll play it anyway.
Boats are floating, more boats bobbing gently.
Michael's Buick Toyota, Auto Row in Bellevue. It's 4:25. This is KOL. We have broadcast finale this afternoon, and Roger and I just got done recording while the previous record was playing in Studio A, an interview with the guy who, you know him better than I do, Roger.
Well, let it roll. It'll speak for itself.
Okay, this guy has listened to KOL for years and came by the station today to say bye.
You know, Roger, KOL has been on the air for over 53 years, since the early 20s. And since about 1955, for the most part, has been playing rock and roll and has attracted a major share of Seattle's listening audience. And there have been those who have listened to KOL for years and years. They have heard the promotions. They have heard the things that KOL has done to become involved with Seattle and the disc jockeys that have been through the station. And we salute those people. I think probably this guy has been listening as long as anybody else. I'm sure you've talked to him on the phone, Roy Otis, who has been listening for years and years to KOL. Hello, Roy. Welcome to the KOL studios. It's nice to have a faithful old KOL listener here.
Nice to have you here, Roy. And who's going to ask the first question? Want me to, John?
My sister brought me down to. She's just waiting down in the parking lot.
Oh, well, that's good.
And that's the first question.
Okay. Probably the most logical question I could ask on this particular day,
nice
being
to be here,
the last day of KOL. Roy, could you tell us your most fond memory of those years of listening to KOL, working at the service station? You still work at the service station?
Yeah.
Oh, and you listen constantly, I realize.
I'm not working at the service station.
Oh. Well, anyway, what memory do you have that you can tell us that stirs your emotions the best?
Yeah, I think I have one.
Okay, lay it on us.
Oh, you mean like what do I remember?
Yeah, Roy, what do you remember best about KOL?
Right.
Oh, you mean like what do I remember, right?
Yeah.
My favorite moment on KOL was the cash call.
Well, thanks, Roy, for dropping by. Anything you'd like to say before you leave?
Well, I hope the Middle East situation clears up and the troops can pull out of the Sinai Desert.
Well, thanks, Roy.
Keep listening.
Louie! Oh, get down! 1963, a memoir. And we're running through portions of graffiti this afternoon from KOL. It's exactly 4:30. This is John Maynard, along with my close personal broadcast associate,
howdy,
Roger Dale,
yes.
who's going to be here playing country and western music between midnight and 6 starting Monday night, right? Because you always did like to stay up late anyway. And Mike O'Connor will be continue to be heard from, 7 to midnight?
Yeah.
And Brother Lee Baby Chase goes into the KMPS sales department Monday morning, so you probably won't recognize him because he'll be wearing a sport coat and a tie. Yes,
Every
and
day
he'll
wearing
be
a suit.
undertaking a new image. For complete marine and weather information, dial the Heidelberg weather line at 682-1554, 24 hours a day, a 7-day-a-week service of your friends at Heidelberg. We're into the final 90 minutes of KOL broadcasting, and when we go off at 6 o'clock tonight, we'll join up with the FM, and you'll hear KOL until midnight, and then do we go off at midnight? I don't know.
No.
We continue on until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
For the diehards.
With KOAS, with KOL FM, and then that is it. You ain't never going to hear KOL no more.
Hi, this is Dan Foley. Seattle's More Music station, KING, welcomes the birth of a new station to the Puget Sound. Starting Monday, KOL will become KMPS, guided by a new force in Seattle, Hercules Broadcasting. This change doesn't mean you won't have a radio station to get your contemporary music from. The best music in Seattle is always available from Music Radio 11 KING. Try us now at 11 on your radio. good times, and the best music in Seattle. Available from your friends at KING.
Seattle's KOL.
KOL 1966 memoir there, Rhapsody in the Rain. You recall that? We bring back a few records from obscurity. It's 25 before 5 o'clock.
Can I tell you about the phone call?
Yes.
Yeah, well, as we have reminisced here on many disc jockeys and playing a few of the older songs and talked about KOL's 53-year history. Is it okay? Can you hear me? We have a little trouble with our cord here today. I just received a telephone call. A lady said you've forgotten about the Zodiac lady from a few years ago, and, well, it's just amazing as it can be.
We didn't forget about the Zodiac lady.
We have her here today.
We just haven't mentioned Zodiac lady. Zodiac lady came on and gave the astrological forecast. Zodiac lady is with us today. Can you tell us just briefly here, Zodiac lady, where you have been and what you have done since you were the Zodiac lady?
Well, since Jack and I worked together, I've been going through some changes in Copenhagen.
You know, one of the good things about life in this country is that there are so many ways to live it. This is Lynn Campbell, and I grew up in the typical American town of Delight.
Going off the air, and, of course, we still get requests for Mr. Jaws, and why can't we be friends, but got a phone call. A guy wanted to know if the TV stations will be covering the fact that KOL is leaving the air, because it is of rather monumental broadcast history within the industry. Well, and as a result, they probably will not be covering that.
Here's one of the reasons we're going off the air.
Hello, I'm Steve West, Program Director of KJR Radio. We would like to welcome Hercules Broadcasting to the Puget Sound area with their purchase of KOL and the change to KMPS with great country music. We at KJR hope you stay with KMPS. However, if you've listened to KOL for the rock music over the years, and that's where your tastes lie, we invite you to join us at KJR 95 on your radio dial. For great entertainment and the best selection of top 40 music in Seattle, 95 KJR.
Summer may not have been so hot, but the speaker buys are at TV.
It's 447 with Roger Dale. In just a second, we have to do some explaining. There's still a lot of folks who don't know what's going on. I mean,
we've been getting so many phone calls, which is really kind of a nice reinforcement, because the phone calls are more than kind, and people are saying we've listened to KOL for years. It's too bad to see it go. And KOL really has been a major part of the entire
American
Seattle
way of life.
yeah, and the entire Seattle broadcast institution. Which doesn't make, there's an incongruity there, because if it has, why are we going off the air? But we'll overlook that for the time being and explain that KOL has been purchased by Hercules Broadcasting, and Hercules Broadcasting feels that they will do very well by changing the call letters and the format of the station to a country and western station, which they will do, and that will happen Monday morning at 6 a.m. And Roger Dale remains with KMPS. He'll be doing the midnight to 6 thing. Mike O'Connor will be here between 7 and midnight. Super Duck, what are you going to be doing?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah, he'll be here,
Super
too.
Duck will be
Digi
here.
Dean Stoll will be here. I mean, same thing, you know. I mean, we aren't going to bob our noses and dye our hair. I mean, you know, we're just going to play a little different music, is all.
Yeah, it'll be kind of like KOL with Buck Owens.
Johnny Cash. Waylon Jennings. And here's Dave Stone. Dave Stone.
Wouldn't you like freshly brewed coffee made in 60 seconds with no mess nor fuss?
Who worked at KUUU here in Seattle. He also worked here at KOL. Stone is what one refers to as a broadcast floater. One weekend he will be in Tucson. The next weekend he'll be in Tampa, Florida. Then he'll be in Seattle for a couple of weeks and back to California. That is the guy's lifestyle. Doesn't bother him to move at all. He would go to Chicago on a moment's notice, and then he would be in Los Angeles, and he thinks that's just great. An amazing thing about that commercial is he recorded the entire thing while he was blacked out.
You forgot to mention one stop, the city jail.
Starting Monday, KOL becomes the new KMPS. KING Radio welcomes Hercules Broadcasting to the Seattle area and wishes them success in their new endeavor. For those of you who enjoy listening to rock music, there's still plenty available on Music Radio 11 KING.
Give me one good reason I should listen to King.
I'll do better than that. I'll give you 6 good reasons.
Bill Harper, Rick Donovan, Gary Lockwood, Dan Foley, Joe Cooper, Jim Martin, K-I-N-G.
Oh, the Land Roberts program, introducing my good friend Jimmy Stallworth, who flies to Spokane every other day on Cascade Airlines. Oh, I can hear Jimmy right now saying, away we go.
Off we go. Land, you know, I don't even have to go to Spokane, but I enjoy Cascade Airways so much.
I know, Jimmy, you're there half the time anyway.
What did that mean? I don't know, Land. Half of you's in Spokane and half of you's here in Seattle. Well, Land, you know in this business,
Land, guess what party's in Puyallup?
Avoid the strike, Land. Avoid Spokane. No, avoid the mess.
Avoid Spokane, friends, whatever you do.
No, don't. The whole idea is to go over there. Don't avoid it.
Discover new frontiers in Spokane, friends.
Spokane. Listen, you want to know what Spokane? Let me tell you about Spokane. Bing Crosby was born in Spokane, Land.
Spokane is, to me, what trees were to Walt Whitman.
Well, with Spokane's trees, avoid the mess at SeaTac, Land.
Avoid the mess in Spokane. Hey, Land, Cascade Airlines is in line 2. They want to cancel.
Have you seen the mess at SeaTac, Land?
Have I seen the mess at SeaTac, man? I was out there yesterday.
Land, they're digging for dinosaurs.
I thought maybe some of the group from Washington State was over there. Where was it that they were? Excavating. Yes.
Excavating.
Looking for
Land, they're looking for brontosauruses and things, and they're digging out, and they'll be digging out there for years, Land. You can't even get. So avoid the mess. Fly Cascade Airways from Boeing Field nonstop to Spokane, the heaviest city of them all.
Friends, go to Spokane and do it to it.
All right. You know,
what? Well, it's the only airline flying from Seattle to Spokane for $15, including tax, Land. Do you know how cheap that is? Land, for $50, you couldn't buy 5 hamburgers anymore for $15.
Yeah, that's cheaper than a night out on First Avenue.
Certainly is.
Not quite as cheap as a skin flick, though.
That's Cascade Airlines, friend.
Code RO2-2970, Land. That's RO on your dial, 2970. Cascade Airways.
Thank you, Jimmy. Say it like...
That's Land Birch Buzz Bar and Connors. RHW1. Benny Holiday. Dex Allen. Greg Connors. Lee Perkins. Robin Mitchell. Colorful KOL. KOL, more music.
Former KOL disc jockey.
Seattle's KOL. Your friend, Seattle's KOL. 1300.
in David's Mood, 1963. It is 4:03. This is John Maynard. And in a moment, we'll be talking to a guy who used to work at KOL and is still in town. Everyone's gone to the moon. It is 4:06. This is John Maynard. We are into the final 54 minutes of broadcasting on KOL. At 6 o'clock, we switch over and join the FM, which continues on until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then at 6 a.m., KOL will perform that transition and become country KMPS, and we wish them a lot of success. And between now and 6 o'clock, we'll bring back a few more KOL golden moments. Be talking with a former KOL disc jockey in just a second.
Hi, I'm Rick Hansen. I'm the guy that works afternoons on radio just a stone's throw away from the brand new KMPS. I'm over at KJR.
I was taking a trip out to L.A., tooling along in my Chevrolet, toking on the number and digging on the radio. Just as I crossed the Mississippi line, I heard that highway start to whine.
Charlie Daniels. Last time on KOL. He ain't heavy. Just my old brother, Larry Lights.
See what I am, solitary man on KOL. I push buttons, nothing happens. It's because I'm unfamiliar with this setup here. Don't have much time to get acclimated, though, do I? Sweet talking guy, shift bonds.
Sweet talking guy, talking sweet kind of lie.
This is John Maynard here into the final 41 minutes of KOL broadcasting. At 6 o'clock, we hook up with KOL FM and simulcast until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then KOL suddenly becomes KMPS. And you'll hear a lot of Buck Owens and Furlan Husky, and it will be an enjoyable station to listen to.
Well, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of... Am I on here? Is this cord messing up again?
Roger has always had a bad cord problem.
How is that?
Yes.
This is a...
Well, we're okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Testing. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Makes my voice lower. What'd you do to the cord, John?
Uh-oh, not so tight, John.
You want to recall a golden moment here?
Well, yeah. What golden moment would you like to...
I don't have one.
A1, A2, A3.
You're recalling your golden moment, not mine. I have no golden moments.
Golden moment number A-43 would probably go back to when Lan Roberts went to the nudist colony.
Yeah.
That was funny because we have those pictures all over in the Jock Lounge in there. Who was it? Lan Roberts, and who was the big midday guy? Don Clark. And Paxton Mills went out there and stripped down and roamed around and looked right at home, according to the pictures. That's just a golden moment of some of the things that happened via KOL years ago.
I have a golden moment we could recall from about 1960 or the early 61s with Jerry Kay. Do you have that tape?
Oh, that's right. Let's get
We have a recording of Jerry Kay.
Uh-oh.
On KOL.
Someone swiped it. Let me go look for it. Let's get it in about 5 minutes or so.
We'll play that in a couple of minutes, okay? Back to 1962, little Stevie.
Ready. Well, we're ready with another memory of an early jock. And you recall Jerry Kay, don't you, Lee?
Well, I worked with Jerry Kay once.
Oh, he never took off his coat. Is that true?
He never unpacked his bags.
Okay, here's Jerry Kay about 1960 on KOL.
Radio KOL 1300.
Hey, Laverne Baker right here on Live and Love It Radio, KOL Seattle and Saved. Yeah, there's a smash from the Sun of 60 survey. Oh, boy, a swinger. 10 minutes before 3 right now, KOL Springtime. And this is the late Jerry Kay your way with a Sleepwalker Serenade. Let's hear about it.
It's night watch. It's night watch. We'll swing from now till dawn in a wonderful modern way. Top tunes are yours tonight in Greater Seattle. It's night watch on KOL. That's Friday 1300.
Oh, boy, KOL Livin' Radio Seattle. And the late Jerry Kay here with the coffee pot going full strong and with our cups of fermented clam juice. Until this morning at 6 o'clock.
Night watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's night watch.
Where, sweetheart?
From mighty 1300.
To 1970 and go back. It's 27 minutes before 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, 27 minutes left of KOL. And then the AM hooks up with the FM, and at 6 o'clock in the morning, KOL becomes KMPS. Hey, Roger, I have an old KOL jock here.
Oh, hey, that's mine, man. I left it in the locker room last week. Give it here.
Oh, I wondered who that belonged to.
I got a trick. Listen to this.
Getting a little...
I just tore a phone book in half. Sheldon, big deal. Try this one.
KOL again, I'd like to say thank you for listening. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, America. And thanks, FM. I'll play another significant musical offering here in just a second, right after this important message. Will my lovely assistant hand me the important message, please? Thank you.
My name's Scotty Brink, and I'm on the radio from 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon every day on KJR 95, which is definitely somewhere to the left of where you're at right now. And I'm real happy to have Hercules Broadcasting and KMPS joining us here in Seattle, because I'm a big fan of Whalens and Merles and all that stuff. But there comes a time when folks might like to switch from picking and singing to rocking and rolling, you know what I mean? And that's what we're here for. Welcome, KMPS, from Scotty Brink and KJR.
Hey, this record has some meaning here. Tower Power. 13 KOL. Iowa Cent X-Lax should have picked up on that as their national anthem.
Song is so very hard to go. And at the sound of the tone, it will be the exact time. Thank you. And I played a song here that John has selected for us.
About to receive on John Barleycorn, nicotine, and the temptations of Eve. No parking by the sewer sign, hot dog, my razor broke, water dripping up the spout, but I don't care, let it all hang out. By my knees, sunshine through the shade. Nobody knows what it's all about. Too much, man, let it all hang out. Let it all hang out.
I have to turn this up here for it to work. 5:49, Roger Dale in the last hour of 13 KOL. Little rock and roll to remember us by. Joe Walsh on 13 KOL. It's 5:52 with Roger Dale. I'm going to play my last KOL jingle and let Lee Chase, after all, he is the program director, do the last, 6 minutes. And I'll see you midnight tomorrow night, along with the same old cast, Super Duck, Dizzy Dean's Toe, and whoever else we can round up to come in here and have fun. See you then. Bye-bye.
You always have a friend. Seattle's KOL 1300.
A dream.
13 KOL. Still, the world ends in, that's 3 Dog Nights, and this is Lee Chase.
Hi, this is Dan Foley. For years, KOL has been a contributor to rock music in the Seattle area, but now it is time for them to move on to new horizons. Under the guide of Hercules Broadcasting, KOL will become Country KMPS on Monday, and you'll be looking for your favorite rock music on another station. There are several in the area. Listen to each and make your own choice. And we're sure you'll join the thousands of Seattle listeners that make up the audience of Music Radio 11, KING. Try us and see. For the best music in Seattle, it's KING.
Well, you've heard from everybody, including all the guys at KOL and every other radio station in town, and we invite you to put it where you want it.
Since 1896, we've been making what we think is the best tasting beer you can buy. Crisp, clean, like no other beer in America. Of course, we'll go on giving you premium Olympia beer. But we'd like to ask you for something in return. Give us the empty back. We'll pay you cash at your local Olympia distributor. You see, we intend to get as good at recycling as we are at making beer. All Olympia bottles and cans are recyclable.
Olympia Brewing Company, Olympia, Washington.
KOL